What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Pagel Services, your local landscape and snow removal company where we don't plow snow. In today's video, we're going to be doing some welding and some fabricating in the shop, and then we're going to go on a little bit of a salt run that we didn't quite expect, where we just move trucks in and out, getting them ready for snow, and then the snow never comes. So pretty exciting. Came out here Saturday, got all the salt trucks inside because we had a calling for possibly a couple inches of snow. So I got all 5 trucks in here ready to go. And guess what? No snow ever came. Again, a little depressing. We've been trying to be patient and hope that Mother Nature throws us some work, but it ain't happening, so I don't know. This morning we are gonna move these trucks outside and we're gonna pull that dump trailer in. We're gonna swap some fenders on it. Like I said, the old ones are all rusted out. I found a guy on Marketplace that makes fenders. Not quite sure if that's all he does, but it seems like it. These fenders look like they're pretty nice. So I had Dan go up and pick up a couple sets of them. So we got a set for the dump trailer we're working on. And then one of our trailers needs a new set of fenders, so I had him grab 2 sets. These actually look pretty good, so. Eric's been laid off for a couple weeks now, so I decided to have him come in. He probably wants to get a few hours and make some money this week. So as soon as Eric gets here, we're gonna move these trucks out, get that dump trailer in, and I'm gonna tell him to start cutting those fenders off. So let's get at her. Morning.
Morning.
We're gonna pull these trucks out, and then I got a trailer that I'm gonna have you work on this morning, so we'll at least get those 2 out, and then we'll get that dump trailer in here and I'll show you what we got to do to that. Let's get these trucks out of here. Well, of course it wouldn't be Pagel Services without a dead battery. Well, in fact, 2 dead batteries. I'm assuming these batteries are probably toast if they're dead inside the shop here. We're gonna throw the charger on that, put the battery tester on it later. I'm assuming they're junk. They say 2021, so if we can get more than 2 or 3 years out of a battery, we're doing pretty good. All right, let's hop in the mini loader and go get that dump trailer, bring her in here. We got this ugly hot rod in here. So I had Sean fix the wiring and stuff last week. Now all we got to do is replace these fenders. Sean didn't seem too excited about it, so that's why I just figured I'd have you do it. I think I'd raise this up like halfway and then just grab an angle grinder, and there's some stitch welds along there.
Yep.
And then these here, these will be the biggest cuts you'll have to make. So whatever you got to do, we'll probably cut these off too.
Okay.
Just try to stay on the welds or this steel, not the trailer. But I know if you put it up halfway or 3/4, you can get to most of it. So basically I want to cut this off, cut everything off, and then chip away this stuff with a hammer. I'll have you start grinding it up, and then we'll get it ready to weld the new ones on there, and then we'll probably just remake these corner pieces or something. Just make sure you're wearing safety glasses, and they just use this trailer for garbage and stuff. So
what do you think is going to be the easiest way to get in here for these welds?
I mean, like there you probably won't even have to, you know.
Okay.
I mean, that'll
Maybe
probably all, yeah.
And then it should just fall
Otherwise you got those little cut-off wheels or whatever you can get in there.
Okay.
So, but I think inside there's just like stitch welds that you'll have to cut. So
Is there a battery in this already?
yeah, it should work. It should go up. I think Sean had it working last week. So all right, I'm gonna leave Eric to do that, and I'm gonna go up to the office. I got a few things to get done up there, See if Derek shows up today. Derek did say that he was planning on getting drunk at the Super Bowl or something, or drunk, I don't know. He was pretty certain he wasn't gonna make it in Monday. So, something about drinking and football, I don't know. Speaking of Super Bowl and football, last night was the first football game that I've watched all year, so that tells you how much I give a shit. But I really just watched it because I wanted to see. I was told that Elon Musk was gonna have some big time commercials during the Super Bowl, so that was literally the only reason I watched it. And wow, talk about a horrible football game. I don't know much about football, but I don't think the I don't know, it was like the Chiefs were sleeping, or that'd be a long ride home after playing a game like that. Whatever, I guess everybody has bad days. So but yeah, let's get up to the office and see what's going on this morning. So it does look like we've got some decent chances of snow this week. Wednesday, we're looking at about an 80% chance. Friday, 70% chance. And Saturday, 70% chance. Everybody here at Pagel Services has their fingers crossed that we are going to finally get some snow. Yeah, at least it's looking like a beautiful day. Sun's popping out here. Looks like Justin's already here, so let's go see if he's making us some money today. Oh, how's it going?
Good. About yourself?
Oh, hard at it. Got all the trucks inside ready for snow this weekend, and
yeah, big storm rolled in, huh?
didn't get nothing once again.
A few snowflakes.
Just keep getting fucked. So we got some more estimates coming in here and there.
Yep, couple coming in, couple to send out, so.
Good deal. At least we got something going on here. It's about enough office work for me for a while. Let's get back here and see how Eric's doing on the old dump trailer. Did you find some discs?
I didn't. I just found some lap discs.
What are you looking for?
The actual grinding wheels for the 4.5-inch grinder.
Oh.
I think all we have is just lap discs. They're working okay, I mean.
Yeah, I don't normally use the normal grinding wheels.
Okay. I didn't know if we did or...
She's a little crusty, huh?
Some of these stake pockets are
Yeah, that's fine.
way up here, like the other side.
Okay.
What do we do here since this is so thin?
Well, we'll get the fender on there, and it really doesn't matter. We could just find some channel and put over top of it, probably. It's really just cosmetic.
Later that day.
Well, we got them test fitted for now. Problem now is this bed bows out about 1.5 inches up here compared to down there. So when you put that fender on there, there's about 1.5 inch gap down here. So we're either gonna have to grind those fenders and make them fit this, or fill in that gap. Not sure. Probably just do whichever way is easiest, but Eric's gonna clean that up because that's where we'll have to weld. So
just straight here above the paint line.
Yep. Kyle, if anything, you want to be at the paint line or below.
Okay.
So yep, get that all cleaned up, and then these are 120 discs. So you probably want the 80 discs. Those are 80 grit.
Okay.
Those ones are more for like finish work. I'm assuming you got that one out of the box over there.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
2 hours later.
Looks like Eric's got everything cleaned up here.
On this side at least.
Got our halfway test fit-ish. So we gotta figure out what in the hell we're gonna do about that. That is a hell of a gap there. Fuck.
And right here.
Oh boy. Not good. Okay, after much scratching my head here, I think the best route is I sent Eric to get some 1 inch by 1 inch angle iron, and we're just gonna place it in between the fender and there, weld it on the fender, weld it up there, just to fill that gap all the way around. This bed is so wavy, we're never gonna get these lined up. This side you can tell a little bit more. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but not gonna be easy to put straight new fenders on this old girl. So I sent him to get some of that stuff, some corner plates for down there and in front, and then find some pieces to cover this up. So basically cosmetic. This isn't supposed to be perfect, so basically make it look nice so the DOT don't bother them. Eric's been working on this today. I've kind of been in and out, really haven't had time to mess with it, but we got the fenders tacked on there, and then like I said, we're just going to put 1-inch angle iron there to kind of fill that gap. We cut these pieces to fit, and then we're going to have to cobble this all back together with some plate. Certainly not going to be brand new or perfect, but it's gonna work for what these guys need it for. Got that one tacked on there. He's gonna have to finish working on this tomorrow, but he's just getting the salt trucks back in tonight because they're calling for another trace skiff, little 1/4 inch tonight. Getting all these babies back in here. I don't want that fucking truck in here. I want 206. 6. That's 5. I don't want that truck. That truck's rough. Rough. So pretty much we're gonna call it a day. I got other shit I need to get done. I really don't have time to be working on this kind of stuff. I don't know. I guess I didn't even ask Eric if he can weld. I think he has a little bit of experience welding, but probably not enough. So also, look at what I got installed today finally. Got that from one of our loyal fans. I can't remember his name. It's probably a month or 2 ago, but we got her hung up in the shop. Permanent check engine light. The old Chevy Silverados.
The next day.
It is about 2 a.m. here, and we just got another little skiff of snow. This one's right on the limit of not going and going. We're gonna get in the old check engine light Chevys and go check all of our sites. So I'm thinking this is gonna be a run where we probably have to salt half of them. Like I said, it's just a skiff of snow, but we are looking at very good amounts of snow later this week. So my plan is to head out, salt this morning, and then probably have a couple of the guys get all the plows on, double check everything, make sure everything's working, and then get ready for later in the week here. And then I also got to finish this dump trailer today. This thing's taking way too damn long. It's driving me nuts already. And then I still want to get working on those headache racks this week. So, you know, got to get our ass in gear. We haven't been hardly doing anything for a while. So get back in gear here, come on. And then one thing I noticed, the last salt run we didn't have any freaking light. So you really couldn't see what the hell we were doing on camera, which Caleb should already know, like you need light. But yeah, when Derek and I were editing that last video, we were like, holy cow, this sucks. You can't see nothing. So I'm going to take this with this morning, this Milwaukee light. I'm gonna take that and see if that helps get some better shots in the night hours. And then if this works, I'll just go buy a couple more of them. That way we have lighting for you guys. It's all for you guys. We appreciate you. I'm gonna check the oil in these shit boxes because nobody's done that in 2 months. This one here, this truck needs a flywheel replaced. I don't know if you've ever heard me start this one. It's not good. Not good at all. You can tell the flywheel's missing teeth on it. Look at that, she's perfect. Perfect. Definitely needs a flywheel. That's kind of a little bit of a project. Probably be a good project for Chris. He doesn't mind doing those bigger projects. So this has no power steering fluid, so that's cool. I don't know what happened, but like last December, somebody went through all these trucks and like 3 or 4 of them were all leaking power steering fluid. Like at the same time, they just all started leaking power steering fluid. My assumption would be that someone overfilled all the power steering fluids, and when you do that, it really creates an issue because the power steering fluid doesn't like to come out of the cap. It likes to leak out everywhere else, so it creates a nightmare. But I'm pretty sure we've got 3 or 4 trucks that probably need a power steering pump now. Yeah, so when you're putting power steering fluid in, it don't take much. You cannot overfill these, so the tank is super small. So I don't know. What do you do? I mean, you can't tell me that I just had 3 or 4 trucks just all have power steering pumps start leaking at the same time. Like, that's not coincidence. There's no fucking way. But I guess that's my own fault because I don't have one mechanic here anymore. It's kind of whoever can work on it, which can kind of be an issue, but at the same time, I don't have to hire a full-time mechanic. We just kind of have everybody work on stuff, you know. That has its pros and cons. Pros, I don't have to hire a full-time mechanic. Cons, everybody's working on shit and stuff can get a little crazy. But we got a bunch of old shit boxes, so who cares? We'll give her a little washer fluid just to be a little bit low. Oh yeah, she was 3 cups low. Good thing we got her topped off for the big week ahead. All right, let's check another one. Oh, this one's a 2015. I think this one is usually pretty good on oil. I pretty much know which ones burn oil, which ones use oil, which ones you gotta check. If you've had them long enough, you kind of figure it out. So yeah, this one's good. You should always be checking this shit, guys. For you young bucks that are starting landscaping businesses or snow removal businesses. Because I have so many of you guys reach out to me and ask for advice, and I don't know, maintenance is so important. I don't care if you got a junky old lawnmower or a brand new lawnmower or whatever, you should always be checking the oil and the fluids every day. Maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. And then when you get big enough, you start buying all these fluids in bulk and you save a lot of money. Like washer fluid, you know, I can remember buying this stuff by the gallon jug, and it's not expensive, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper when you buy it in a 55-gallon drum. I think it's like $1.25 a gallon or something in a 55-gallon drum. And then also you don't have 30-gallon jugs sitting around your shop you got to trip over. So once you can afford it and you get big enough, buy all these fluids in bulk, man. Save you time and money. Also, I just had Sean put the heated windshield wipers on this truck. I used the thermal blade. That's what's on my truck. And I like them. I've had a couple issues with mine. I had to put a new sensor on it and stuff. I wish they were just like you could just have a toggle switch and turn them on. But they design them so that it's a sensor and they turn on by themselves. So like this year a truck, this is a 15, same as mine, and the defrost, when you turn the defrost on, it comes out up here, you know, so that leaves your wipers getting full of ice and snow. Heated wipers, nice thing to have. Now on these older trucks, you can see you don't have such an issue because the defrost is almost right underneath the windshield wiper. But if we were getting hammered with snow, I'd have heated wipers on all the trucks and heated mirrors, but you know, last 3 years have pretty much been shit, so it's not a big deal. And they're really not that expensive. A normal set of wipers is like 40-50 bucks anymore, and a heated set of wiper blades I think was 150 from Thermal Blade, so not too bad. Shovel crews here. You want to check the oil on that and the fluids, make sure that's good. So the last video when we were loading the salt trucks, I had some dill rod in the comments, you know, like always, and he says, why don't you load the salt trucks in front of the salt shed like we're fucking idiots. Okay, let's take a look at this right here. So, salt shed, truck. Okay, now I know this salt shed isn't in the most ideal spot, but it's where it would fit. Now, I'll let you guys look at this, and I'm assuming a lot of you would know why we don't load here, but there's some people that think they know everything and think, you know, like we haven't thought this through. So let's take a look at this. Why wouldn't we fucking load like this? This shit drives me nuts, guys. And I've had guys do it, and they'll go in there and scoop, and then guess what? They come right out here and they do a donut. So that's gonna be 4 donuts each truck. We're gonna load 4 trucks, so that'd be 16 donuts with the skid loader. That's a lot of wear and tear on your tires or tracks. And that's also why this concrete out here is basically all tore up and junk, because I had guys doing that in years past. So the best way, even when you're loading in the summertime, shit like that, it's stuff you learn when you work in a gravel pit or loading stuff. You never want to be doing donuts. So you come out, you swoop out, and then you swoop into the truck, or you swoop into Dan. You know, that's what we do. It's a little chilly this morning.
Yep,
How's your finger doing?
we're getting there.
Good.
We're down to a Band-Aid now.
All right, good deal. Well, let's get these salt trucks loaded up here. So as you can see, when he's coming in here, he's smashing these clumps. We don't want any of that shit, because then it'll plug up the salters. All right, we got her all loaded up here, and I got everybody heading out. I know in the last video, Hunter said that his headlights were bad in his truck, and I don't think he realizes that when you're loaded with salt and you don't have a plow on, your headlights are pointing in the trees. So that's probably the issue with the old headlights, because he's got the newest truck, so I don't think those headlights are dull. I think it's just the truck's doing the old Cali squat. Going pretty good so far. We got a few of the main ones that got to be done right away. We got those done. All right, just pulling into the next one. Let's see how many clicks we use at this site. A lot of these sites still have salt residue on them from the last storm, so it doesn't take as much salt as it would on a crazy ice storm. We still like them to be perfect. And it is currently 3:45 a.m. so by the time these people come in to work around 7-8 o'clock, their parking lots are going to be pretty much clear. They expect that, so that's what we give them. We were having some issues with Dan and John Kaufman. Those guys were having trouble spreading the salt nice and even. It just takes practice, and when you're salting every storm like this, it builds up in certain spots. So we had one customer call and just say, hey, can you come sweep up some of this salt? Because I'm assuming Dan's spinner wasn't on a wide enough pattern, so he had kind of a narrow pattern, and he went up there and basically swept up a 5-gallon bucket of salt. So it's not a whole lot of salt, but it kind of looks stupid, so we don't want to be doing that shit. I am just praying to God that we get hammered with some snow, dude. I know I've been whining about it all winter long, but you know, we got a lot of money and equipment invested in trying to get you guys some good content, and it's been really tough when Mother Nature has been a bitch. Looks like the shovel crews, which on a storm like this, 2 guys can run out and they can salt everything in about 4.5 hours. So it looks like them 2 are doing pretty good this morning. I've been kind of keeping an eye on the walks and stuff. Same thing, you know, they're salting them right now, and by the time the employees and customers come in at 7, 8 o'clock, mostly everything will be clean and clear, or at least melted off and not slicks. Oh no, they got another one out there. Oh, you guys are gonna call me crazy, but so I'm at an old folks home right now. I got a little bit of a pack rat in me, guys. Just a little bit. I like creating and making stuff, but show you this here quick. They had a bunch of these sitting out a few months ago. They had a bunch of these sitting out a few months ago, and I never got up here to get one. But I don't know, it's basically a steel bed frame with like an electric motor that raises it up and stuff. And I always thought that would be kind of cool to make a bench out of that in the shop, or like a little welding table. So, you know, the old pack rat in me will probably send Dan up here later to grab that. Yeah, I think that'll make a nice nice little mobile workstation in the shop. I'm a tight ass sometimes. Man, a bunch of these old folks are up. We are on to the next one. Won't be doing any dumpster diving early this morning. Had another old folks home, and these people are awake too. God damn. They get up at 3. Probably go in and have some eggs and bacon. It's gonna be all melted off nice and clean in about an hour. Dan, you got a copy, Dan? Dan, you got a copy. Dan, you got a copy. Motherfucker didn't turn his radio on. That son of a bitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wrong. Yeah, how's it looking down in Boscobel, more or less?
I just going through and checking everything now. It's just now starting to melt that quick trip.
That doesn't answer my question. So there's enough down there to salt everything?
Oh yeah, as soon as I came down the big hill, there's definitely more snow down here than there is up there.
Yeah, that's what I asked. Come on. 10-4, thanks. So a bad habit that I have is, so we have all these sheets in these tablets. That's how we log all this stuff, and I don't log them till I'm done. And I yell at my employees. I tell them not to do that, but I don't know, I've just done them a million times, so I know exactly what needs to be done. And I like to just click them all when I get done, which I do. But I always tell my employees not to do that, because if you get back and you forget to click them in, we ain't getting paid for it. So it's a bad habit. We're gonna give Sean a call and let him know that he just won some Milwaukee tools here.
Thanks for calling Quality Striping. I'll take your call.
Apparently he does striping. Should we ignore him? No, sorry, couldn't. You didn't win. You didn't answer. Hello.
Yeah, just calling back this number. Just call back.
Yeah, I was calling about your car's extended warranty.
What is it?
Your car's extended warranty.
Oh, I just got a new car. I don't need an extended warranty. No thanks.
Damn it. You fucking hung up on me. I thought most people knew that I say that. And what, shouldn't it say Pagel Services when I call?
It's Sean.
Hey, Sean, I'm just fucking with you. This is Caleb with Pagel Services.
Oh, I thought it sounded like your voice, man.
Yeah, well, you just want all these Milwaukee tools. I figured I better call you.
What? I did?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Good deal.
I never won anything.
Well,
First time I won some.
now you did. Looks like you bought a magnetic work light and 10x entries.
Yeah, so it'll be like, what, 350 entry?
Yep. Well, that worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
So what do? You do striping then, or what?
Yeah, I do parking lot striping.
Oh,
and
okay.
I work for street department, like plowing and stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool. How long have you been watching our channel?
Since, oh man, I don't know, last year, I think.
Oh, okay.
I started getting involved.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, and we'll get this stuff sent out to you right away, and hopefully you'll put all these tools to good use.
Yes, I will.
We appreciate your support.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, thanks a lot, Sean. Have a good day. We'll send this out to you right away.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep, bye. All right. We about got hung up on there, about lost her, but we got her done. So let's get this stuff sent out to Sean. And make sure you guys are getting entered to win the new giveaway, the biggest giveaway we've done yet, the 2025 Load Trail trailer. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry to win. Let's get back into the video. Why do you guys think that we are just stuck on subscriber count? We have been at 40,000 subscribers for what seems like ever. I don't know if it's my swearing, or maybe people just really don't like me. I don't know. I feel like our content's pretty real, and I feel like we should have more subscribers, but I don't know if YouTube's like holding us back a little bit because of the language. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments. What's going on here? It's taken forever to get to 50,000 subscribers. How many little channels like us are giving away a $6,000 trailer? I don't feel like a lot of channels are giving away $1,000, $5,000, $6,000 items. I feel like we're doing pretty good, but the subscriber count just, I don't know. I'll quit whining. Back to work, Caleb. Can't be whining too much. You'll have people in the comments fucking tearing it up. Oh, we better ask Hunter how he's doing. Hunter, you got a copy? Hunter, how's it looking in Platteville, more or less?
The only thing I got left is the trailer park.
10-4, you could probably skip that one this time. It's not too big a deal. Same with the storage units. Hopefully you didn't do that. Yeah, on your way back, you either want to come back through Lancaster, Livingston, and Montfort. Well, you'd for sure have enough probably to do Lancaster, so maybe come back that way.
10-4.
I'm just coming into Fenimore. I'll head out to the shop and fill up and head towards Montfort and Livingston.
10-4. Did you do Brenda's?
I did not. I put it on pretty heavy that last time because I knew this was coming this week.
10-4. Yeah, we gotta salt the old Pagel Services office here. And make sure Sydney doesn't have a slip and fall when she comes in. Or Justin. Well, I still got John and Chris. They've been helping Midwest Builders out all last week and all this week. I don't want to lay my guys off, so gotta try and keep them busy. John and Chris are both doing a good job with Midwest Builders. They get to keep going there. Sean doesn't really like heights, so it's hard to send him to Midwest Builders because a lot of times they're working on lifts, you know, ladders, stuff like that. I really can't send Sean to Midwest Builders. It's kind of tough. Got one more to do in Fenimore. I'm gonna have the guys put the snow plows on the trucks. we're definitely gonna get plowable snow. So it says 55% chance of 6+ inches, and we're at a 85% chance for 4+ inches. So we're most likely gonna be plowing snow. Just how much snow is it gonna be? Should be interesting, but I'm super excited. I know the guys are gonna be fucking pumped. Get everybody making some money. The only part that sucks, that's kind of bothering me, is we haven't plowed snow hardly at all, which means everybody gets out of their groove and people forget things. Something's probably gonna go wrong. I mean, I hate to think like that, but I like to be realistic. Something is probably gonna go wrong. If we get 4 to 6 inches, we're definitely gonna have to pull John Kaufman and Chris from Midwest Builders. So if we get 6 inches, we're gonna be needing everybody, including all the high school kids, which if we get 6 inches, most likely the school's gonna close because everybody's gonna be freaking out. So we'll have probably 4 different shovel crews out and every truck with a plow on it out and making money. So all right, we got the old salter emptied out here. Everything went pretty good this morning. It is 4:45. Didn't take us too long. Hunter will probably be done in about 45 minutes. Dan will probably be done in about 45 minutes as well. I don't even think we're gonna wash the trucks this time because it's looking like tomorrow we're gonna have to go plow. Hunter and Dan are gonna come back and put plows on, and Eric will be here around 7, get working on that trailer. Check engine light's still on. It's not flashing though, so we're good. Well, I might as well get some welding done. I don't have my master welder here anymore, Tech, and I don't really feel like going home and going back to bed, so might as well get a head start on these fenders so we can get ready for the snow tomorrow.
2 hours later.
All right, just got done welding up these fenders on here. Eric's just going through with some lacquer thinner and cleaning this shit up, and gonna scuff them, prime them, and paint them and call it good. They turned out all right. Like I said, they're kind of cobble fucked on there, but these fenders are gonna outlast this trailer by 20 years, so it'll work. It's not perfect. The bed of the trailer was so bowed that I had to put these pieces of steel in there to kind of fill that gap. So it is what it is. Customer will be happy. They can keep using this. Ah, fuck me. I forgot to weld. God damn it. All right, I'm not done. All right. Last weld. Woo, yeah. We got her burned in. We got her burned in. Never should have cut those old fenders off. This just turned into a nightmare, but whatever. It's done. All right, so that's gonna call it a wrap for this video, guys. I appreciate every one of you watching, and don't forget to get entered to win this trailer, guys. Spent a lot of money on this trailer, and one of you guys is certainly gonna appreciate it and put it to good use. And for those of you that stuck around to the end of the video, here's a little tip for you. Don't forget, you can go in the merch shop and buy this right here. This will 10x your entries for whatever you buy. It's a very good value, guys. Head on over to the merch shop. We appreciate you watching. Thanks, and we will see you in the next one. What the fuck? Having a hard time finding a place to mount this camera. Now it's gonna be shaking the whole fucking time. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. I don't have a mount for this old truck. Oh, what am I gonna talk about here, Derek? Oh yeah, we talk about salting. We've only done 15 salting videos. You know, we spread the salt to snow melt, and then, you know, that's how we do it. Shake a little salt. You know, one thing that you guys might not realize that drives me crazy is I'm a radio I'm a music kind of guy. I like music, I like radio, I like songs on all the time. And when you're filming, you can't do that. Kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I just want to jam out right now. The other thing that's kind of sucky is you gotta drive around all these lights blaring at you. But again, I do it for you guys. I do it for the viewers. Alright, next one to salt. Here we are.